Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent and today's Monday. And Mondays on my channel, I like to do tutorials using mini items, well, minis. I do mini watercolors, mini acrylics. And today's mini Monday madness is bumblebees. They're so cute. Without bees, we probably wouldn't have any fruits, vegetables. I don't know what we'd be eating. They're very important. If you have any questions about the supplies I'm using, please leave them in the comment box. I generally try and answer everyone's questions. I do put all the supplies I use in the description box, and generally that's as I'm painting in this tutorial, you'll see the supplies that I'm using and I tell you how I'm using them. But again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and let's get started. Okay, so I'll go over my supplies. I have my 2 pieces of 3" by 3" Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. You can use scrap, whatever you have. This is my scrap for my paper. I have my paints over here, my various brushes over here. I'll go over them as I use them, and I always put what I'm using for supplies in the description box. How you go about seeing that is that you click on the title, you click the little button arrow on the right, it scrolls down, and you'll see all the descriptions in there. People love bees. I have this very popular print that you see here. Isn't it cute? That I sell on my Etsy shop that I have licensed to a bunch of companies. Unfortunately, some people decided to steal it like a year ago and try and sell it as their own, and it went everywhere. It was on all kinds of shirts and stuff like that, and I had to get my lawyer involved. It's crazy. So I'm very careful what I put out there. But this bee I did is really cute, and it's still popular today. I keep selling prints on it, and it's one of my favorite ones. It was a video that was highlighted on my Instagram and Boston Globe and a bunch of places. So I like painting bees. Bees are fun. So I'm going to do some quick tutorial on drawing the little bees. I sketched out ones I'm going to do, but I'll show you how to sketch out the bee. I'll just grab this quick pen here. I have a Sharpie. And I'll zoom in. So, you can go on the internet if you don't like the way my bee looks. If you want to just go on the internet and just grab some reference, like here, like I did, I grabbed some references of bees that I thought were kind of fun that I can look at for just positions, like how they're flying, or if you want to look at them face down or sideways. I just do like a oval with the head. And then the body, we're going to be painting it like loosely, so it's going to be, so you can draw it in. We're going to paint this loosely, so we'll just basically put the body into like this, like kind of shape like this. But the wings are going to come out here and here, and this part would be yellow and black, and then we'll put the little legs and the antennae, and this is the wing. So kind of like how you do that. And then for the flat body, it's basically this looks like a teardrop / Christmas tree, Christmas light, I don't know. Then kind of like a blobby oval, another one with the head and the wings. It's curved lines. Curve it down again and again, pull it in. Again, the antennae and the little legs. I mean, like I said, you can just basically grab some shapes, vector shapes on the internet, and use those for your guide, but you're not going to trace it and paint it exactly like that. It's just a guide. All right, so we'll get started on the first one. I mixed up some various yellows. This is looking a little too greenish, so I want to add some red. I want more of a yellowy, orangey color. Looks better. So I've mixed some medium yellow with some medium red. I'm going to fairly water this down, and we'll get started. Let's see. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I think I'll use a small brush today. I'll use my Princeton Velvet Touch number 5 round, because I'm working very small, and I have to erase some of this drawing that I put on my little piece here. All right. So we're going to start by painting like the yellow areas. I'm going to dab this I always have my paper towel here. I didn't go without my water, of course. It's just, I guess that's a given for me. We're going to paint in the yellow sections. This is the section above and below the wing. And I'm just filling it in, kind of wet, pretty damp, but not super damp. And same thing here. Now, you can leave it like with a hard edge, like I did with my first bee I showed you from my beautiful design that I created that's on a lot of products. Or, like I'm going to do today, if you can see this, zoom in closer. We're going to just feather out little fuzzies, because the bees are fuzzy. All right, we're going to just be pushing out little fuzzies. I had to stop my tutorial because we're home right now because of the virus, and everyone's making noise all around me. And even if I did a voiceover, it would still happen. There's no controlling the craziness in my house. So, just feathering out little lines from the bee. And then at this point, you can go in and grab some of this medium red. I made it more like an orangey tone with the yellow. Mixed it in, as you can see here. Dab it on the paper towel. I'm just going to dab the edges. Pick up some of that yellow paint too. I just want to make it a little darker than it was. I feel like it's a little too light. And just fill it in. Yeah, if you hear noises everywhere, it's people are doing their lawn. It's like crazy town around here. All right, so that's still fairly wet. I don't want to go and do the black next to it because it's going to bleed. We're going to move on to the other bee, which I've drawn out. We're going to paint these at the same time together. So, for this guy, we are going to paint the body here yellow. So I'm hoping that the other one's pretty dry. And same thing if you want to feather out, make a little fuzzy. Again here, leaving a stripe. Again, feathering it out if you want. Do another one up here. Basically mine are decorative bees and not realistic, and that's how I like it. Okay, this should feel, I'm going to go switching back and forth. We're going to be doing the wings now. Now you can make this blue gray, blackish gray. I'm going to mix some, I have the cerulean blue over here. Let me pull this out so you can see. Okay, I just realized as I was painting the last that I had zoomed in and you saw the whole thing being painted. But you see how I took the flat one and I painted this 3 sections. So I'll go a little closer, not too close so that I don't miss anything. So as I was saying, I can take a cerulean blue color here. You can keep a bluish gray. I'm gonna add a little black. So it's a blue gray. Doesn't have to be that, it can be more just gray itself. Depends on how you want to do it. So I dab off the excess on my paper towel. And I want it fairly light. So I'm going to water this down a fair amount. And we're just going to go in and paint the wing. Very pale, as you can see here. I'm going to wash this color in. You know, if you still see pencil lines in your drawing, that's fine. That still looks very nice, actually. And we'll stick this one in the back here. Wash that one in. And get the wings. We'll let those dry, and we'll add some other elements to it. Same thing with this one. You can still see my pencil line, but that's okay, because it's kind of a nice effect also. Just filling this in. It's not wet enough, it's too dry. So I'm gonna add some more water. Yeah, you know, you try to make a nice quiet tutorial. It's not gonna happen on a Monday when everyone's quarantined and making noises all around me. Okay. So people saying, what's that noise? Just, you got the neighbor with the leaf blower, you got the husband moving furniture. That's what I'm dealing with, folks. Okay, so here we go. We're just filling in this little wings here. I'm gonna let that part dry. We're gonna go back to the other one. It's like switching back and forth. You're painting like two at once. If you can do that, that's great, because you know why. You're creating like coordinates, basically, you know, the two things that go together. Now I'm gonna grab my black paint here. I'm gonna water this down so it's fairly gray. This black paint is a little brown. I'm gonna add some indigo because it looks too much in the red brown tones. I want it to be more in the blue tones. And I'm gonna do it fairly light at first, almost like gray. I'm gonna fill this in on the bottom so it's still damp, and over in here. And you can feather out, go in and grab some deeper paint, bleed that in, and you can feather it out like I showed you with the yellow. Just little teeny spikes, it's a little fuzzy coming off the edge. You don't have to do that. You can leave it without it. If you want that element where it looks almost realistic, let me show you up close. See the little fuzzies? It's cute, right? And then for the head, again, you can feather it out or not feather it out. I'm going to leave an oval here for the eye. And now, you know, you can play around. I'm going to show you in the wings and in the middle part, like patterns. Now, my one that I sell, that I license out, I put flowers. But there's so many different things you can do. Stripes, dots. Make it cute, make it your own. Some people have tried to copy my bee, and it's not smart, because that one I sell myself. So there, you see how you fuzz that out? Even here at this point, you can add the legs, the simple little legs, just a black line, pull it down, out, down, pull it out, pull it down. See how that is so simple? Again, the antlers. It still looks a little grayish, so I can go in and bleed in some more deep tones of black. Even more concentrated. And he's a little fuzzy guy. Same to the legs. The legs would look a little gray. And we'll hit some of the black on the edges here. Just dabbing it. See, I'm just touching it lightly and it's bleeding right into it. So far looking cute, right? Little fuzzy guy. Now this one, again, same thing. We'll start to fill it in with just the black, which is more like a deep gray. We'll fill that in so it's wet. Again on the bottom here. Don't mind the noises. People don't understand that I'm filming. You have to just have a good laugh, especially today. The world needs the laughter. Okay, so I'm just filling this in like I showed you in the last one. Again, grabbing some concentrated, thicker black, and you can just dab it on the edges and let that bleed in. And as that's bleeding in, we can push out the paint. Basically, I call it feathering out. Let the little fuzzies, just feathering it out just a little bit. And get that little fuzz because bumblebees are pretty fuzzy. Now here it's kind of dried in the middle. I'm going to just get some water and push that around. There we go. Again, doing the little fuzzies. You can do as fuzzy as you want and don't even bother. Again, with the antennae and the legs, just a line out and down, line out and down, line out and down, and here. That's how simple that is. Now, as this one's drying, that one's drying, we can start adding some fun stuff. For the wings, now we can add some fun elements. We can take some of that cerulean blue, which is up here, add a touch of black, I don't want it super wet, so I'm going to keep adding the paint so it's pretty thick. Not super concentrated, but thick enough. Okay, there we go. Creamy. And I dab it, I dab it on my paper towel because I don't want too much on my paintbrush. So now we're going to do the veins. Put a line in the middle. Lines going out. Here. This is why this brush is good. It's got a nice tip to it. And now here, let's be fun. Let's make little leaves. That's why you need a small brush. Right? Or we could do little fun patterns on the edges. Scallop. Look at that. Let's get silly. Put a little dot on the edge of the leaf. More veins down here. Scallop on the edge. And actually you want to make an outline on this. See, and you don't have to do that. You could do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be leaves. You can just do the edge and the vein. I'm adding a little scallop. But what I did here, I gotta do on the other side, on this bee, because you want them to coordinate. So I'm gonna grab this bee. But this bee has a different wing. So I'm showing the different wings. Feathering it out with the little lines. Over here, I'm going to paint the edges. Like so. And I'm going to put those scallop edges in, just as a little scallop. Kind of fun. Decorative element. So bee's kind of a cross between a realism and decorative. Again, I do little leaves. I don't have to do as many on this one if I don't want to. I'll just do a few because it seems like it's going to get too busy. And I'm just going to put a ball at the end of each one of these. Or I can even change it up, even though it's similar because it has a scallop edge. I can put more of these little balls, dots. Change it up a little bit. Now for the yellow part, I'm going to grab some of this yellow that's medium yellow. Let's put more concentrated. You can add a little medium red, make it more orange. And I think I'll do some, I don't know, lines or circles. Just do lines. Little lines. So again, we're making this decorative. Having fun. See, just did some lines. We can do the same thing here. Make sure you see that. Now you could have done polka dots. I could have done like all kinds of patterns. And I'm going to fuzz out this deep tone too. Actually on here on the antenna you can make like a little daisy. I'm going to do right here. That's kind of cute. Kind of silly and cute. Do the same thing here. Make sure I'm showing you this. Make it fun. You can take that off if you don't like it. Keep the eye on this one. Fill that in as yellow. Now since that gray part wasn't so gray, it wasn't so black, you can take real concentrated black and you can go in and you can do dots or any other kind of pattern you want to do. I'm just going to, it's not working. Why isn't that working? Okay, it's not loose enough. Okay, here we go. Just doing some cute dots. Having fun with this. Okay, the polka dots. But look how much fun that is. You can do the opposite. You can do polka dots and stripes. And around this eye, I'm going to put a little thicker black paint and feather out some of that fuzzy again. And this is fairly simple. Look how simple that was. Well, actually, excuse me, before I let you go, let's put a dark concentrated center in the daisies. It'd be cute if you put some daisies all around. You know, change it up. So there's the mini Monday Madness. Fun. With some buzzing bees. Without these guys, the planet is doomed. Save the bees. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really appreciate this YouTube community. I appreciate all your comments and your well wishes and your thoughts. And I hope you guys are safe. And I hope you're doing something that you haven't done because you're stuck inside. And that's the one joy of this whole scenario, is that we have forced to do things we don't normally like to do, but hey, maybe something great comes out of it. Maybe you finally get really good at watercolor. Maybe you finally get good at really drawing or painting or cooking or whatever. So there's always a silver lining to everything. I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and please share, like, and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. Have a great day.